There's a lot of hard work goes into making a club as successful as Norwich City. Here we shall see some of the fruits of that hard work. Norwich once again competing for honours at the top of the First Division. But it's not all sweat and tears. There are plenty of laughs, and there's a Christmas flavour to things at the moment. As we go behind the scenes, hear from the players, from Dave Stringer and David Williams, and above all, see a few goals. Take us back to the start of the season. As the season started, you'd already had a successful run last year. What were your thoughts and how did you think it would go?
Well, obviously we'd set ourselves a standard that we had to follow, and you know, the higher the standard you set one year, the harder it is to follow, as it is with every team. But we were confident because we had majority of the players that we had the year before. We'd only lost Mickey Phelan to Manchester United and Trevor Putney to Middlesbrough. And we replaced with David Phillips and Tim Sherwood, who came into the squad, and really we were quite confident we could continue it on.
And continue it on they did in their first league game of the new season, away to Sheffield Wednesday.
Culverhouse, Fleck flicking it on again. Culverhouse turning it across. Chance for Norwich here. Gordon, and a chance, and it's there. And the first goal of the season for Norwich, and David Phillips the scorer. It's Gordon. Sends it along now to Culverhouse. Culverhouse through. Here's Gordon. There may be something here. Coney, Fleck, and it's 2-0. And that surely wraps it up for Norwich.
David Phillips, ever heard of a guy called Alan Woan?
Who? Who's that? No, I must admit I don't.
Well, he was the guy who held the record for you of scoring quickest on his debut. 3 minutes, and you scored in what?
It wasn't far off about the same. I think it was slightly quicker.
Yeah, you were 2 minutes.
That's not too bad. It's nice to have a little record.
Brilliant. I mean, can you remember the atmosphere and the feeling of that goal? What happened?
Yeah, I would say we had a move, basically through the centre. Then the ball got knocked out wide. Ian Culverhouse went down the right-hand flank, just whipped it across. A couple of our players missed it. It just happened to fall to me, and I slotted it in. It was a dream start for me, really.
Away from home as well. It's such a good start for the club and for you.
Oh yeah, I would say they're carrying on really where they left off last year, which is good for the club. The atmosphere there was terrific, and like I said, it was a great start for me.
What would you pick as the best performance the club's had so far this season?
So far this season, I don't know. Probably Notts Forest. Notts Forest, I think. The home game was. I think we played the best game. Although we never won it, I thought we created a lot of good chances, but I think we played the best football against them.
There's been games where we've played particularly well, and I thought Nottingham Forest at home was a very, very good game. The first half was absolutely brilliant football. Should have scored more goals again to, make our play the most of our play, but it didn't happen. And, you can be a little bit disappointed the fact we're playing that well and not really winning the games outright.
So still 0-0 here at Carrow Road this afternoon, but very encouraging start from Norwich City. There's Phillips. And Fleck puts him away. David Phillips scampering down this left-hand side. And here's Dale Gordon, 1-0, brilliant goal. Norwich in front.
Getting into the international squad, you have had recognition in this team. Some people say that you ought to be part of it.
Well, Butch doesn't. But after last season, we all had a good run last year, and Andy Lillingen's got on the England B set up. I was on standby for the game just gone, but I'm just happy to just be in the set up at the moment. And the lads are a great bunch of lads, and we help each other out, and that shows that we've got the international players at the club at the moment. So.
Ian, would you say that he's been a bit unlucky not to get into England squads?
He's a tenner first down. No, he's done well, yeah. I mean, hopefully we might get a few more into the international reckoning soon. Dale's done well and probably is a little bit unlucky, but you know, it's all swings and roundabouts, and he might have a chance later on in the season.
You better say something nice about him then.
No, nothing nice about the captain. No,
he's in the dressing room?
No, he's a big fairy, really. Like, you know. No. To be fair to Ian, like he's a great player. You know, he's a good header of the ball, and he holds the back line well with big Andy Linnigan. They've, you know, got this partnership. You know, the two centre halves now. But Ian's got to, you know, really count himself a bit unfortunate, really, not to, you know, be in the England setup, because he loves a good striker of the ball and that, you know, and reads the game well. So.
Is it true that
thanks, mate.
Good lads.
Right.
Is it true that Norwich don't get recognition in the international field, perhaps as they should, or indeed in the television field, as perhaps they should?
Well,
yeah, I mean, about that.
Well, I mean, after last season, it's always going to be the big five, isn't it, with the London and the Merseyside clubs? But we proved last year that we were capable of getting on TV. Capable of getting on TV and doing exceptionally well. You know, we won 2 and. we lost the 5-0 against Arsenal, but this season maybe we can, you know, go on again and get a TV game, and people, you know, we've got the respect that we did last year. So just keep at it, really.
Can we just get the captain to identify who the unruly motorist was there?
That was budding John
My
McCarrick.
best man, Mr. Rosario.
Dale Gordon's best man, Robert Rosario.
Now Norwich, here's an opportunity for Gordon. He's on his own. It's an opportunity, and it's there. Norwich has scored. Dale Gordon, marvellous goal. Inside now, here's an opportunity for Norwich. And is it a penalty? It is. Rosario was brought down in the area.
I love going up there, especially to beat them, but I was lucky enough it was a penalty, so they're the easy ones to score.
Well, I don't know, under pressure away from home, people giving you a bit of stick, they're not that easy, are they?
Nah, I shouldn't miss from there though. 1-on-1, you should never miss a penalty.
So the penalty to be taken. Up he steps, and it's there! Robert Fleck has put Norwich City 2 goals in front.
How much did you enjoy the game against Southampton?
Marvellous. Thank you. No different to the others.
No, it was different.
It was a special game for me, yeah. It was important for me to score goals and that.
You just got a bit of pressure from the chairman as well, didn't you?
Yeah. Obviously signed the contract and that, and everything went well that day.
Did you get 3 or was it just 2?
Well, you have to ask Robert Fleck, sorry, he's had a new haircut. No, he says he put it in, so I was happy we just, you know, pulled back and got a point.
But that was it on its way in, that third one?
Yeah, it was. But
but what?
But a typical Flecky taking my goals away, as if he's not got enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of dispute. Everybody thought that it was Big Bob that scored that one, but I was lucky enough. I was a yard down, just headed it in for him. So I wish I could have given him, because he'd have got his hat trick, but no, I claimed it.
A genuine goal scorer's steal, that was it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you score from. 1 yard out, 1 foot out. It's all one to me.
So 27 minutes gone, it still remains Norwich 0, Southampton 1. Here's Robert Fleck. Oh, and it's there! What a goal! The equaliser. It's 1-1. A magnificent goal. Norwich again coming forward. There's Fleck. He's done well here, Robert Fleck. He's done very well indeed. Out onto the far side. Sherwood's arriving. He's squeezed it in. And they pulled one back. Tim Sherwood. So Norwich again coming forward, still with plenty to do. There's Cook's cross. Rosario's header. Was that touched in? Yes, by Fleck. Rosario might claim it, but Cook's cross. Here's the header. And a fine header as well, but yes, touched in by Robert Fleck. So can Norwich get a last gasp equaliser? 6 minutes to go. Cook's cross. It's dangerous. Rosario 4-4. A marvellous goal. It's 4-4 here. And he salutes the crowd. A marvellous match and a fine goal from Robert Rosario.
Tell me what you thought about the Liverpool performance away.
Well, I mean, everyone was giving me credit for having my third consecutive clean sheet there, but again, I mean, the boys have been together now for maybe 3 seasons, and I think, I wasn't the only one that's played there the first time we had the clean sheet. So I think a lot of credit goes down to the whole defence and midfield, and even the lads up front. We worked really hard when we go to places like this. Obviously, you make some saves during the game and that, and it's always nice to get clean sheets. But I think a lot of credit goes to the goalkeeper when it should be more placed with the team as well. But it's a tremendous honour to get a clean sheet there again, and we're really proud of that fact.
Well, 5 games of the season gone, and Norwich are still unbeaten in the league, but the toughest test was to come at Anfield, where Liverpool, who scored 9 against Crystal Palace early in the week, there with Beardsley, could have scored again against Norwich. But Bryan Gunn was magnificent throughout the afternoon, and the Canaries held on and had chances of their own. Look at this from Robert Rosario. That's as close as you'll get to scoring against Bruce Grobler, isn't it? And I can tell you what, they were well worth their point in a fast and furious scoreless draw. Liverpool had plenty of chances, as you might expect. This definitely the best of them. Watch this marvellous off-the-line clearance from Mark Bowen.
Commentary here from Andy shaking Townsend. Well, this game of golf, let's explain it, will you, please?
Well, it's every year we get a turkey or some drink supplied to us by the club, and this year we've had a little golfing competition, as you can see, and the loser has got to deliver everybody's turkey to their home, either in fancy dress or suitably dressed, and they've got to sing a little song on your doorstep and entertain your children, that sort of thing.
Right, now obviously it's between...
Now it's between Dean Coney, and at this stage, Jerry, you've got to be quiet, because it's very, very tense at this moment, because Henrik has in fact... now it's all level, I believe, and you've got to hit the back of the net without bouncing, you see. So Dixie's in. Now, Henrik needs this, I think.
So is that level?
No, it looks like Dean Coney has lost, unfortunately.
Oh dear.
And the bad news is I live miles out, Dale lives in Yarmouth, Fox is in Ipswich, there's a few boys at Taverham.
Well, you'll never find all of you. Your turkey will be rotten by the time you get
I know, that's the trouble, mine will, yeah, but no, he's taking it well, I think, Dixie. Should I get him over for a quick interview?
Should we get him over for a winner or losers interview?
Yeah.
Dix! Come a bit closer, boys. Where did it all go wrong?
Caddy. Well, I was his caddy for the semi-final against Dale Gordon, right? And there was 1 or 2 wrong selections, which I suppose you can put down to me.
I deserve to lose.
Right.
I had a very bad time on the second
unfortunately,
hole.
we had a slight problem with the fence up there.
Yeah, I broke my toe.
We tried
trying to get the ball out because there was no moving the ball.
There was no one about.
There was no preferred lies, see?
No, that's right. No winter rules, unfortunately, in this golf.
But I mean, this is all very well, but you've got a few miles to go
I've got quite a few miles to travel.
Well, I told you the best route is to start off straight out to Yarmouth, right? Cut back.
But they're all going to be waiting for me, I'm sure.
Yeah, waiting for you with a little drink on your doorstep.
And I got to get dressed up as well.
Yeah.
So, it's Father Christmas time.
The chances are they're not going to get their turkeys, is that right?
No, they will get their turkeys.
When are you going to take on this big journey?
As soon as they get the turkeys, then I'll be doing it the next day. Starting early in the morning, very early.
Yeah.
Might have a little pub crawl, see?
Really?
Nice ball forward from Andy Townsend to Phillips. Phillips can cut in and shoot. And they've pulled one back with a magnificent goal.
Bowen gets it away neatly. Lovely balance. Now Butterworth. Forward for Rosario.
Lovely touch to Fleck, and the ball breaking well for Mark Bowen. This is looking good for Norwich. Bowen going forward, and Fleck and Bowen! Bowen's goal! Fleck looked as if he was going to have it, but Bowen snapped it up. And it's 2-2 from the former Spurs player.
Sometimes things go for you, sometimes they don't. At Millwall, did most things go for you?
I think they did, really. Millwall's a very difficult place to go at any time. It doesn't matter whether they're playing at the top of the league or they're down the bottom. It's always a difficult game, and we rode our luck that day. Obviously, they play a different type of game than we do. They like to get the ball forward as quickly as possible, which means the goalkeeper, he takes most of the free kicks outside their box. And we rode our luck that day, but we showed a toughness of character, and we managed to get a goal near the end through Mark Bowen, and we managed to hold on to the result, away from home again. So that was a good game.
Rosario leaves it now to Sherwood. Sherwood turns it back to Townsend. Crook. Fleck. Still Fleck. And there's a chance now for Mark Bowen. And it's in! 1-0 Norwich.
Chelsea at home. I thought we played ever so well. Even apparently their manager in their next home game said that we were the best team that he played this season, and he was expecting to see us up the top at the end of the season, hopefully doing better than last year. We've just played marvellous football, and they're a good side and they're right up the top, so it shows, good performance.
Throw for Norwich. Townsend, Nicholas behind him. Phillips back to his Welsh colleague Bowen. In Crook. Chip forward. What a lovely ball. Bowen can get there. A great goal and one of the best through passes you'll see all season. Bowen strikes again. For the most amazing ball from Ian Crook. Didn't look any danger at all here. Just a little chip, a swerve, the bend was going his way, and a volley into the roof of the net. Terrific goal. Rosario again with the play on, and there's a chance here for Dale Gordon, and surely it was brought down. It's a penalty. Besson says it was outside, the referee says it's inside. That's on the spot. Well, for one moment they thought that Rosario was fouled, but the referee said go on. Dale Gordon did go on, and he was clearly impeded there by Clark. Down he comes, the referee points to the spot. But watch out for Dave Besson. He saved one in the cup final, of course. He's good at going to the left. He saved one against Arsenal. Not this time, though. 2-0, Robert Fleck.
The goal against Chelsea, of course, was a...
Yes, I think...
Apart from being 5 yards offside.
I think Taff realised that Mickey Hazard was marking him, so knowing Mickey doesn't usually track back like that, I think he took the chance on getting in there, so it was just lucky enough that it fell nicely for him.
5 yards offside, the goal against Chelsea, right or wrong?
No, he's exaggerating a bit there, Jerry. I think basically it was just a blind run. It's great playing with Ian in there because you can just give him the ball and basically whatever you run, he's going to put it straight in front of you. And as I say, I just run, see the big gap there, ran into it, and it was the ball just appeared in front of my feet. So it wasn't a case of looking if I was offside. It head down and hit it as hard as you can, and I was lucky enough that it happened to go in the back of the net.
But you did have a purple patch. Well, obviously we hope it's.
Well, it might not be over yet, Jerry. I was lucky. I was lucky that 2 or 3 games in a row that happened to get in the right place at the right time, and I'd say it's dried up for the moment, but you never know, it might come back.
Right place at the right time, but that also means clearing off the line quite regularly. That's all part of the business.
Well, I think we've got to have somebody there the way Gunn is playing this year.
He's just walked in as well.
No, it's just, it's my job. First foremost, you've got to defend the goal, and I'm the one that is stuck on the line basically from corners, and the ball just gets played that side of the net, and it's easy enough just to get a head or a foot to it to get it away.
How many have you cleared off the line this season?
I don't know, Jerry. I don't know.
No. Jerry, he stops me. I'm trying to make a save in that, and he's kicking them off the line before I can get to them.
That's right.
Well, no opportunity to clear off the line the following Saturday when Norwich went to Luton to Kenilworth Road on the plastic, conceded 4 goals and lost 4-1.
Forward goes Jerry Goss. Down he comes, and it looks like a penalty. A push by Dreyer on Goss, and Norwich are going to get a chance to pull one back. Well, a harmless looking ball as it broke through for Jerry Goss. But the push by Dreyer means a penalty. It's going to be taken by Malcolm Allen. And although Chamberlain got a hand to it, it's a goal to Norwich City. It's 4-1.
A long period this season you didn't concede a goal away from home. How much of a distinction was that for the team and the defence?
Obviously, Jerry, I can't say a lot because I don't want to bring the video into disrepute. I've found enough wages this year, so I can't say a lot. But yeah, it was a good record to have up until we played Luton away from home, and I don't think there was a lot of pressure on the day, but it was just a day when we didn't play well as a team. We've been playing particularly well away from home as a team and getting some great results in places like Manchester, Sheffield, and we went down to Luton probably thinking we could win that one as well. But on the day they were a better side, and they approached the game better than we did.
Which has been away from home the team's best performance?
Difficult to say. I think we played at Old Trafford at the beginning of the season, and that was a good team performance. Obviously they'd made a lot of big signings during the summer, and also had Gary Pallister making his debut that night, and there was a big crowd there, and we went up there and we played some good football, we scored 2 good goals, and we came away with a result which no one expected us to get, really.
You're a known quantity now. Is that making life more difficult for you?
I think it is, yeah. People are starting to sort of give us a little bit more respect, come to Carrow Road, tighten up the defence, and we're finding at times hard to break down. But once we get that a couple of goals, we can settle down and play football. There's no easy game in the First Division. No one's going to come to Carrow Road and lie down and let them beat us. And it's a matter of just keeping going and producing the goods week in, week out.
I think the hardest thing is getting their minds on the game on occasions, or being sure that they've got their minds on the game. The atmosphere and the joviality in the dressing room is very important, but there comes a time where you have to get down to serious business, and I don't think you can always just assume that once they walk out of the tunnel that their minds go automatically onto the game. I think it's a gradual process from 2 o'clock onwards where their minds have to focus on the game and the job in hand, and on occasions it can be a little bit disconcerting if there's too much hilarity, whatever it may be, as kick-off time approaches.
So you have to keep a firm eye on too much noise. And
I think you've got to be aware that if there are distractions in one way or another, that it can carry on out onto the pitch, and come that first whistle, you're certainly not going to expect any quarter to be given from the opposition, so you have to match them right from the start.
He's looking for the big man. Even Andy Linnigan's come up here. Phillips with a free kick. Oh, there's Linnigan! Oh, what a goal for Norwich! They've taken the lead right on half-time. Would you believe it? Andy Linnigan, his first goal of the season. He came up for it. Watch this. Treatment to the unfortunate... it's a Townsend, but here's the cross. There's the header. The flick header. Was it in off the post? No! Southall couldn't get a hand to it.
How competitive do you make training?
I think that's always a question that a lot of people ask, because they wonder whether or not there's a risk of injury when you are training and would prevent somebody playing on a Saturday. I think it has to be fairly competitive, because the players themselves are competitive people. They wouldn't be in the business if they weren't. But I think they're sensible about what they do, and they recognise the time to pull out or pull away from a physical challenge because there's a risk of injury. But on the other hand, we want to make sure that they enjoy the session, and the only way to enjoy it really is to be competitive.
On the subject of set pieces, corners and free kicks, how often do you change the routines?
It depends on whether we're getting any joy from what we've been doing, and obviously we also have to be aware that other teams are watching us, and if we have a routine which is a little bit unusual, it's going to be picked up sooner or later, and other teams will then be able to counter it. But it's an awkward area to get involved in, because I think, having been a player myself as well, that you realise that it can be a bit monotonous to continuously change things or to continuously practice things. So we have a basis of corners and free kicks that we work on, and we brush up on them every now and again.
Just come into the next Dixie. Every time you see a red light.
Has there been a problem playing at home? The supporters will say that the results at home aren't perhaps as good as they would hope, but the performances haven't always been disappointing.
Well, I think that's right. I think the performances have been very good, and we've certainly created numerous chances, and I can well imagine the people on the terraces becoming very frustrated as we have, in that the goals have not gone in the way they should have. But I think, as most people will say, that the time to worry is when you're not creating chances. Certainly the home performances have been very good, and the disappointing factor has been that we've not won the games. I think it's 6 draws. Well, that's 12 points dropped, and obviously if we'd have won 2 or 3 of those games, we'd have been up amongst the pace setters now.
How true is it that Norwich are more of a known quantity now than they were last year, and that you haven't been rumbled exactly, but it's harder to play your passing game and do what you want?
Well, I think we obviously grabbed a lot of people's attention last season, and they have a respect for the way that we play. And in the same way that Wimbledon play their long ball game and their physical game, when you play against them, you know exactly what you're going to be up against, and you have to work hard to compete with them. And in the same way with our passing game, teams are aware of our strengths now, and will work very hard to stop us getting the ball and passing it. But to counteract that, what we have to do is realise that we still want to follow that course, and we have to work that much harder ourselves to make sure that players can move and pass the ball in the way that we want to.
So the Arsenal-Norwich game was obviously a very dramatic affair, and clearly there's been lots of ramifications after that, but it's just a pity that the later publicity spoiled what was a very exciting match.
It was. I mean, on the day, it was a terrific game. It was an excellent surface to play on, which suited us. We passed the ball very well. We contained them very well in the first 45 minutes and scored 2 goals and possibly could have pinched another one as well before half-time. But unfortunately, then in the second half, we conceded 4 goals. I mean, that's the long and the short of it. And all, I think, from set pieces, whether they be penalties or free kicks. So I suppose we'd have to say there's something to do with the referee in there, in that he's seen things perhaps that we wouldn't necessarily agree with. But also we'd have to question the way that we defended the 2 goals that we conceded from free kicks, because I think our marking or one thing or another possibly cost us goals there. But as you say, it was a terrific game on the day, and unfortunately the aftermath of it has rather hidden what was a good game.
Gordon, well, it was worth a crack, and it took a deflection as well. Arsenal have only conceded 1 goal at home all season. That was a week ago when Paul Goddard scored here for Derby. But they face this corner in the presence of Linnigan. Gordon to take it. Allen scores. The set piece pays off for Norwich City in the 20th minute. So Norwich, the travelling specialists, and it actually came off an Arsenal head, Michael Thomas, to flick on. Well won by Allen, who's really full of himself at the moment. Sherwood. Goss. Oh, and Allen held off the defenders then with what Arsenal will feel was a stray elbow, and that's why tempers have been lost. O'Leary and Allen, it's been simmering really for a good few minutes now. It's certainly a foul. Norwich have a free kick. Allen joins the wall. Phillips was looking at the angles. Sherwood is there as well. Allen's come away now. Here's Phillips. Oh, and Lukic is beaten. It's 2. Beaten by the pace on the free kick. Half an hour gone. Arsenal 0, Norwich City 2. David Phillips. And it fairly flew into the top of the net. It's Thomas back heeling for Richardson. Oh, Gunn's lost it. A goal for Niall Quinn. And Quinn, so pleased to be back in the side, but he said before the game, I do need to score to keep my place. So this is a moment of rich satisfaction for him and for Arsenal. It's 2-1. Quinn. Was there a hand used? There was. It's a penalty. Arsenal have a penalty. The header by Quinn. And George Dixon spotted something there involving Linnigan and Culverhouse. Lee Dixon has never before taken a penalty in his league career. What circumstances to start taking on the job. He scores! 2-2. Sherwood thought about hitting it first time, then had a pot at goal that was deflected behind for the corner. Butterworth going towards the near post. Linnigan coming in from a deeper position. Here he is, it's a free header. Lukic has lost it, and it's forced in by Sherwood. And Norwich City, remarkably, have got back in front. Another goal from a set play. Lukic is disgusted, but they're not. Gordon hit the corner pretty deep. Linnigan headed down, he was unmarked, Lukic couldn't hold it, and Sherwood forced it high into the roof of the net. And it's Arsenal 2, Norwich City 3. O'Leary, 3-3. Well, would you believe it? Up goes Quinn, on goes Thomas. It's a penalty for Arsenal. Thomas with a gesture of triumph, and George Tyson is being followed now by a posse of Norwich players. Well, was Thomas backing in the first place to Butterworth? It could have been construed as that, but the referee saw it the other way. And what about Lee Dixon here? Never before being asked to take on this job, and now he's got to take two in the same game. We're in stoppage time. This would turn 1 point into 3 for Arsenal. A great weight on the shoulders of Lee Dixon. And Gunn has saved it, Dixon! And it's found its way in!
What can I tell you about the goal against Aston Villa, Jerry? Well,
Parrots in there, no?
I think the boy Linnigan scored. It was off a corner from Dale Gordon. He knocked a beautiful ball in. I rose majestically and knocked it in off me unmentionables, which, like I say, we won't mention. But as long as it went in, you know, it was goal to Linnigan, so that's all that bothered me, Jerry.
A painful but pleasurable experience, I guess, was it?
Well, it was quite painful, Jerry, but the pain soon went away when I just give it one of those and, you know, go to Linnigan, like I said.
Tell us about the pain of having to play with this lot. I mean, how has it been in this season? How well do you think you've played?
Well, me personally, Jerry, I think I've been outstanding. The rest of the lads have fell a little bit short. Overall, the try, you know, the few skillful lads and a few hard-working lads, but I think when we all put it together, we make quite a good team.
As far as the hard-working and the skillful, where would you put yourself in that category?
Both, Jerry. Hard-working, skillful, and a damn good-looking lad.
Well, obviously, Bobby Robson approves of what you've been doing because he's picked you for his B squads. I mean, how much of a reward was that?
Yeah, well, Mr. Robson has given me a little bit of recognition, which I'm very grateful for. But I think probably the Irish situation did spell that on a little bit. Although I could have been playing with the likes of Townsend instead of Robson. You know, good luck to Andy in Italy, but I'll be striving to try to get a place.
But you actually have a closer Irish background than Andy Townsend, haven't you?
Oh, much closer, yeah, but like I say, Andy chose his road and I've chose mine, so like I say, good luck to him.
What about the crisis of the Christmas turkey? You might not get it.
I might not get what? My turkey?
Yeah.
Well, I think Dean Coney lost the Matthews turkey competition, so I think he's delivering the boys' turkeys. So we're quite looking forward to the Christmas carol and our turkeys.
And who would you tip? Who would you pick as the worst tipster in the squad?
The worst tipster probably, could be one of two, Mark Bowen or Malcolm Allen. So I think Mark Bowen's probably the GG man. He comes out with some good tips now and then, but
just now and then.
Most of the times the lads are a little bit aggrieved with him.
Ian, that Villa game was, you rate one of the better performances of the side, was it?
Yeah, I think that was the best home performance of the season. Everything seemed to go together on that Saturday afternoon, and we showed that we are a good footballing side. To be fair, I mean, Villa couldn't moan if we'd have probably won 4 or 5-0. They're actually going well in the league this year, and to beat a side like that, well, to hammer a side like that, was a good game for us.
Still 0-0. Cross comes in. Oh, Mountfield is an own goal! Right at the start of the second half. Well, Norwich City are absolutely delighted. It's a free goal. Bowen's cross. And Mountfield, was Malcolm Allen putting him under pressure? Yes! Oh, and it's bungled in! Oh, and it's 2, and it's Linnigan again! Well, you can hardly call that the classic goal, but they all count. Gordon, here came Linnigan. Well, he missed it with his head. Perhaps it went in off the centre of his body, but it's 2-0.
How hard or easy have you found it to settle into this strange land?
To settle in, personally, haven't been a problem, but football, have been some difficulties, but after 2.5 months, I think it's going okay now.
The Brighton game was an exciting one as far as the football was concerned. How much did you enjoy that?
Very much. Well, it was my first game. I have been twice on the bench, but without coming in, and playing such a good game, that was quite nice.
And getting on the score sheet.
As well.
Yes, Mortensen scoring after 19 minutes on his debut in this Zenith Data Cup rout of Brighton. Here's the chance, beautifully taken, and Norwich on their way to a very impressive victory. Second goal, a real beauty, perfectly set up, and Ian Crook chips that delightfully into the back of the Brighton net. 2-0 Norwich. Here's the third, and equally a spectacular effort. David Phillips really does well here. Goes inside then outside, and Tim Sherwood with a marvellous strike. It's 3-0. The fourth goal coming up, a simple tap in for Dale Gordon. He's done well this season, hasn't he? And coming up, goal number 5 from Robert Rosario. A simple chance, and finished in style. Norwich City 5, Brighton 0.
Christmas time is an interesting one for players because they have a lot of games and they don't do a lot of celebrating, which would be it's very different from Denmark, is it not?
Yes, because we have holidays for the moment in Denmark and celebrating Christmas with the family. But my family will come over for Christmas, so it won't be such a big problem.
This time last year, you promised. What did you promise? I forget.
I promised that I was going to dance naked on the pitch if we finished in the top 3, I think it was.
And sing.
And sing, yeah. I don't think I'll go that far this year because, I mean, my fancy is this year probably to finish in the top 3. So
Well, you mean you didn't last year?
I don't know. I think he was heading the clouds last year a bit, but this year, let me see, if we win the league, I'll do it, put it that way.
Oh, no, I mean, that isn't right.
Top two then, I'll stick with the top two.
Well, as you said last year, if you finish in the top four, it would be a great achievement. But surely you'd acknowledge it would be a great achievement this year.
Yeah, I'll stick with the same one then.
Same
thing
top
again,
four,
yeah.
You will
as long as there's not too many cameras down there.
Well, not more than one or two. I mean, that's enough. So good, we've got public witness for that.
Better get me song sorted out, don't I? Really?
Yeah, look forward to that. That should be good fun. Thanks. You have had a couple of new players. You've lost a couple, obviously, of experienced guys. How well have you done this season, do you think, in terms of results?
Well, as you look at the league table, it's very tight up there, and it's going to be a side who can be consistent to the end of the season. We're still up amongst them, 5th place. We're in with a good chance, like a lot of other sides, and I'm sure if we can keep that confidence going and play to the best of ability, we've got as good a chance as anyone.
So still 1-0 to Sheffield Wednesday. Here's Mortensen. Certainly danger here as the cross comes in. He'll get the return. Oh, and he's brought down. That must be a penalty, surely. Nigel Worthington on Henrik Mortensen, and Norwich have a great chance. Worthington definitely late, and Mortensen on his league debut has earned a penalty to be taken and scored! His first goal of the season by Andy Townsend. Norwich again coming forward. Here's David Phillips. Oh, that's a fine cross, and turned in by Phil King. Norwich in front, an own goal. And as we see it again, David Phillips here on the far side. He swapped wings, that was interesting. He whips in a low cross, and Phil King puts it in his own net. It's 2-1 Norwich.
So you come in at central defence against Queen's Park Rangers, then you pop up at fullback. Where is your best position?
Midfield. I prefer. Well, that's the one I prefer the most. When I play in the defence, you don't get the freedom to go forward, which I like to do.
How much experience had you got at playing at fullback?
None at all. Just played midfield all the time. Never played centre back. Never played fullback.
I mean, do you find it more relaxing or more pressure or what?
Fullback, I think it's easier playing fullback, but I don't enjoy it so much because you can't get in the game enough, And
you got Dale playing beside you as well, haven't you?
Yeah, you got to carry Dale on your back all the time, so it's hard work.
How true is it that you once rejected Norwich City back in the distant past?
Yeah, it is true. I come here when I was 13. I was going around a few clubs.
Barcelona.
And I come here when Stringfellows. I come here when Dave Stringer was youth team coach, and he asked me to sign apprenticeship forms here, and I turned it down for Watford because it was my local team, and I knew a few of the boys there.
And since you've come back to or joined the Norwich City mob, perhaps the way things are treated here and the stick everybody's given, you might have thought, well, perhaps you did the right thing then.
Well, no, I'm well pleased, getting a chance to come back to a club like this. They've done so well last season, and they've been maintaining their form this year.
But there's a lot of stick being dished out from the sides. I mean,
I think he can handle the stick. I think
I can give as much as I get. It's the same at every club. I think it was the same at Watford, and it's just the same here.
Tell us about the goal against Southampton.
Well, I got injured just before, about 5 minutes before, and I went off for a little while. Come back on. I was playing fullback at the time. Come back on and play on the left wing. And I think Dale got the ball, and it was the first cross he's put in this season actually, and it just come over the top of the fullback, and let it hit my head really, and it just went in the corner. I was well pleased with it.
Flying header.
That's it, yeah. Well, that's what I tell people.
It came off his nose actually.
Which I'm saying.
So, how do you find life generally here? I mean, what is East Anglia for you in terms of professional and First Division football club?
Well, it's good. I like it here. What do you mean, the area? The area. Well, it's a lot different from what I'm used to. I'm used to coming down from south and smoke, capital of the world. But I'm getting used to it here. It's a nice place to live.
Is Dale looking after you as far as clothes are concerned?
Well, he needs to be taught a few things actually. He's been living up here a bit too long, I think.
Oh, don't say that. He might leave.
Well, I don't suppose he'll mind that one.
And since you played in a variety of positions, what's it like playing in front of goalkeeper Bryan Gunn?
Brian's a good goalkeeper. I played with Bryan and Tony Coton, who's also an excellent goalkeeper, and
he said I was good and he was excellent.
I give him all the that's right. He's got a bit to learn yet, but he gives me the confidence to play in front of him. Yeah,
even though I'm Scottish.
Yeah, I give him a few dodgy back passes, but
that's right.
You kind of get used to them.
What about your own role? People are not quite sure whether you prefer to play left-hand side.
I'm not sure
either.
No, basically, I prefer to play on the right-hand side if I can. But Dave Stringer brought me to do a job on the left-hand side, and hopefully, I've done a reasonable job for him so far.
So next time Sheffield Wednesday came up, you were in fact involved down the right-hand side for that second goal.
Yeah, well, I was getting a bit lonely out on the left-hand side, so I thought I might as well take a little trip over to the right. And, it just happened to work well, and big Bob Rosario shoved me in, and I just thought I'd hook it in. And fortunately, Phil King shoved it in, and, that enabled us to beat Sheffield Wednesday.
What's all this about your game getting a bit more physical and you doing a bit more chasing and tackling and all that rubbish? Is that true or not?
No, I'll never... I'll never going to be a great defender or anything like that. I think the gaffer just said it on Saturday's game against Sheffield Wednesday, so which it was called for. But I would hope that I've got no need to do that. I'll let the other kickers do that, like Townsend.
And others?
Well, I won't mention anymore, but because we ain't got too many. But now, hopefully, like everybody's got their different parts to their game, and I don't class that as my strongest point anyway.
But there were a couple of occasions, particularly against Sheffield Wednesday, where you were chasing people and tackling back and getting involved in areas where sometimes you don't get involved.
Yeah, I just got a smash in the face. I think that was the reason why that was. I was chasing somebody there. But no, that was what was sort of needed from everybody Saturday. We wasn't playing particularly well, and everybody sort of dug in and got their foot in, so I did as well, which makes a change.
Forest eagerly looking for the breakthrough, but Norwich City holding their own, certainly so far. And here's a chance for Nigel Clough. Oh, and it's well saved. Bryan Gunn did well. The best chance of the half so far. So coming up to half-time now. How a goal would be welcomed. It could come here, and it's there! It's 1-0 Mark Bowen. Just on half-time. Delight for the Norwich fans. It's Nottingham Forest 0, Norwich 1. As we see the replay, a really great goal it. Lovely ball. And Bowen, he's got away from the defender. And that's a truly great finish. So Forest trying hard to get the equaliser. Norwich still in the lead here. Clough, edge of the penalty area now. Oh, and it's just over the top. Let off there for Bryan Gunn.
What can the Norwich City supporter look forward to in 1990? You came very, very close in a couple of competitions last year. Is there any reason why you could do better this time?
Yeah, I think we can all learn from probably last year. I think hopefully we're a little bit wiser, and hopefully we can finish off a little bit better than last year. The message really, just to be a little bit patient. We can't always go 1-2-0 up after 20 minutes. Sides are hard to break down. If you can be a little bit patient with us, I'm sure we've got the confidence and the ability to do us just as well as last year. I mean, it'd be a tremendous feat if we can, finish in that top 4 again.
Well, I think we've got to be disappointed with the points that we dropped at home, first of all. But that's gone now. We have to win games if we want to achieve success in the Championship. And wherever those games are played, whether they be home or away, we have to get as many wins under our belt as we possibly can. I think it's important if we can get a run together that we sustain that run, because I think if there's one criticism, it's been that little bit of lack of consistency, where we've not put a series of wins together, and that's with 3 points now is so very important. So, as you say, with the turn of the year now and still in a reasonable position as far as the Championship is concerned, the thing that we would be looking for is a run of wins that would take us up and away.
But plenty to look forward to for players, staff and supporters in 1990.
I hope so, because obviously the FA Cup will be starting as well, and if we can get a good draw to get ourselves on the way again this season, I'm sure a lot of people will be looking back at last season and the semi-final and hoping that we can go one better.
If you want to see one thing improve in 1990 in Norwich City's performance, what would it be?
The goal scoring. I think that is obvious to everybody. We're making chances. I think that's something that we've got to concentrate more on in putting them away. And if we do that, obvious to everybody that the points can be ours.
On behalf of all the players, we'd like to wish all our fans a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas!
On behalf of all the players, we'd like to wish you all out there a Happy Christmas and a Merry New Year. From all the players, I'd like to wish you a Happy Christmas. For you all out there, I hope you find a video. Thank you.